Yo, what's up? Let's do this. Look at this. Look. Let's hang all this wall right here. All this here. Look. All right here. Do all that funny stuff there. All the way there to the end. Quick tips, best tricks. I got you. Stay tuned. Let's do it. So, first of all, look at this. Look. I'm gonna start right here. Just because every wall has an external on it. Or it has a door, so it's not a big deal. We're not getting double internals. Measure this. This one right here, we got 940, so I'm gonna go 935. I'm gonna go ahead and measure every single wall, right? And this is what you do. You gotta remember that I'm gonna hang this first, and I'm gonna have 10 mil plasterboard because that's how thick my plasterboard is gonna be. That means I have to add on the 10 mil. So when I come to measure this way, tie measurements 2220. That 10 mil, that's 2210. Because the next channel, I wanna be flush, so I'll go 2210. I'll give you the best tips and tricks. Check this out. I do have blue board that I'm gonna use for this wall because of the pipes, and it's a kitchen, but I don't have a piece big enough to cover the whole wall. Keep that in mind, right? So instead of coming from this way, I'm gonna go this way right here. I'm gonna go in the middle of two studs because that's where I feel most comfortable. And I wanna go 2700, right? Write that down. That's it, in the middle of the stud, right? I'm gonna leave this little piece until I hang this one, okay? Now, this way now, check this out. Same thing, because that wall's gonna be hung by the time I get to this wall. You gotta allow that 10 mil for it to fit. Now, because there's a door here, it doesn't have to be tight. Architrave, you can see where it used to be because of renovation. That's about 50 mil, right? 60 mil. That means I can cut my piece 40 mil short and we're still all good, right? I don't wanna do that, it will look ugly, so I'll go 10 mil. I'm gonna put it right on that timber there. I'm gonna go to a wall. We're gonna go 4235. Obviously, it's gonna go out down there. That's 5 mil off, 4235, 1010, that's good. Now, this right here, this is 1200. I actually need to cut that up because my plasterboard is 1350 height, right? And I don't wanna be trimming the big blue board that's heavy and hard to cut. So I'm gonna cut this little piece right now. 1350, I want to lift the plaster off the ground 10 millimeters for the movement of the building. So I'm going to cut it at 1360 because of that 10 millimeters off the ground. I've already marked it, 1360, 1360. Just like that, just like that. Done. By the way, shout out Makita for all these tools, right? You got all the tools I need, a renovator, a gun, a drill, everything I need, bro. That's fantastic. With a notepad, I'm gonna write all the measurements I just done, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut. We got 935. Now we start hanging. First thing first, if you have any offcuts, use the offcuts. If you don't have any offcuts, then you don't have any offcuts. Right there. This is a T-square. You don't need a T-square, but if you have a T-square, then your job's gonna be 10 times easier, especially if you wanna cut plasterboard. Trust me on that. You don't want to go get a level and mark, cut, nah. You want to grab the T-square, sit down the measurement and just cut, right? Just mark that right there, look. Get your T-square. You got to make sure the T-square is actually sitting on top of the plaster, touching on both ends, because if it's not, then it's not going to be level on the bottom, right? So it has to be touching, and on your mark, put pressure on top, put your foot on the bottom of the T-square, so it doesn't move when you're cutting. Put pressure at the top, pressure on the bottom. That's it. That measurement 4235 on the top should be the same as 4235 on the bottom. Otherwise the T-square is not level, right? That's my 935. Very good. You just gotta snap it. Look, snap the plasterboard. Start from the top, go down, come from the bottom, finish off. And that's it. I always have a knife with a new blade. Right, I also have a pencil. If you're wondering what I'm using, very simple, very straightforward. Avoid using a blunt blade, especially when cutting plasterboard. Right, because if it's blunt, then you're forcing it. If you're forcing it, then it's not natural. If it's not natural, anything can happen, okay? Snap that. Got it. Always see your facing downwards, right? Because if it's like this and it goes and it falls and it dents or bends on the top, then when you go to sit on your plasterboard, it's not gonna see right. But if it's like this and it falls, and it doesn't really matter. Okay, so always have it facing down like that. Of course, it's a kitchen, so we got pipes. So we're gonna quickly measure that right now. You always wanna come from the place where you're gonna go tight to, right? And we're gonna go tight into that intel. 1555, tight in the center of the pipe. I'm gonna write that down, 1630. We also have a big pipe on the bottom down there, 1530. Now, check this out. I'm gonna get a piece of plasterboard. You never want your plasterboard to be tight to the ground because the building moves. If everything is touching the ground, then it's kind of hard for it to move. So it's always recommended that we lift the plaster up by at least 10 millimeters, right, for that movement. Remember, you measure where you're gonna go tight to. So I'm gonna go tight from here because it's almost impossible to measure that wall without doing too much. Go tight, center of that pipe. We got 350, 670. I always double check the other pipe just to be safe. Yeah, 670 is good. Very good. I'm happy there. This I write it down too, by the way. Look, all my crosses, I write them across. All my ups and downs, I write them up and down. So 350. I write it like that because now I know it's my up measurement. Now, it might not be as confusing right now because we only have 3 pipes, but this is when you have 10 pipes on one wall that you gotta measure, or 10 different things that you gotta measure on that wall. The measurement starts to look the same, especially if you don't have a little system in your head. That's sweet, right there, done. Now we're gonna measure it and cut it. 1555, 1630, 1530. 1530, we got 350. Then we got 670. I'll let my tape be free. When I get to my mark, I got my finger up there and I'm gonna slide that mark. Then it hits my line that I'm trying to cut. And I make sure that the line I'm marking is the line that I'm supposed to be marking. Now, I have some hole saws that I use to cut pipes. It. I know a lot of people mention this in the comments all the time, talking about wires. How would an electrician know where they're at? My guy marked it exactly where it should be. Look, I'll explain a little bit in case you're an electrician and want a quick tip. I'm not an electrician, so don't take advice from me. Check this out. Mark your thing right there and get the height of the center of it, 450 off the ground, center of that bracket right there. And that line indicates the middle of where that bracket is gonna be. Therefore, once I hang my plaster, all the guy has to do is pull his tape on the mark there, 450. Right there is where the bracket is. Do what he's gotta do, cut the wire out and get zapped. Just like that. It's done, bro. So stop asking me silly questions. I don't make these rules. I just hang plasterboard. And that makes my job 10 times easier because I don't gotta go around measuring and cutting out stuff, man. God damn. All right, we're good? We're good. This is glue, start adhesive. This is what we need to use if we want the plaster to hold forever and ever and ever. It's so good that trying to take it off is almost impossible, man. Chisels, everything. You almost gotta grind that back. I'm gonna go ahead and glue every 200, all right, roughly. I'm gonna go ahead and do that on every side except for the ones that I'm gonna screw. I know it's gonna be messy. The glue is a little bit weird. So that's it. I've cut all my pieces. They're all waiting for me. I've still gotta measure around this big funny looking thing over there. See, 900, check this out. These are sheet lifters. Good for business, especially for what I'm about to do right now. Because of the sheet lifters, now I can just lift the plaster onto the joint. So, just screw it. I'm not gonna explain to you how to screw. I feel like the more screw you put in, the better. It's up to you. A lot of people do things differently, so just screw the plasterboard and you're all good, man. Can I get my 2210 piece? Let's go. Scientifically proven that if you measure your shit correctly, it should work out. Hopefully I did a good job. Nah, I don't hope. I know. Let's see what happens. Oh, the height is telling me no. Oh, my body. My body is telling me. That was perfect. That was very nice. Oh, the rabbit is in the hole. I repeat, the rabbit is in the hole, baby. See, that's that 10 mil right there. Once we lift the plaster up, 10 mil block, it was almost perfect. But of course, it's never perfect when you're renovating. I almost caught myself, but nothing to worry about. Alright, now I'm gonna quickly screw this. Very good. Come this side. That's that bottom. That's it. Check this out. This is the window cutter, and it cuts the window because that's what it's called. Real nice and easy. You should probably wear a mask for this because it gets a bit dusty. Oh, yucky cut. But that's a window cutter for you, my G. Cutting blue board. Real heavy and compact board. There you go. Cutting a little bit better, but architrave will cover that. It's not really a big deal. Obviously, if you can afford a hand, get a hand. Time measurement, 230. 230. This is gonna guarantee the fit, especially if you measure it correctly, because my measurements are from there to the face of the plaster. Chuck glue on it. That's my timber. Get that piece. See that on there? It should fit. Put a screw in the joint. So that way when the glue dries, it stays where it is. I'm gonna find some little timbers or something that I can cut. That's what we need. Come on. You just need something to screw to, just like that. And just do that. Put the glue on there. Very good. Chuck that in there. This is gonna hold the butt joint a little bit better and stronger. Do the same thing. Just quack it in there. And that's it. Obviously glue your studs. That's it. I'm gonna grab my piece and put it right on there. That's it, my G. I just showed you how to do something like that, very nice and easy, real fast. Not a big deal. I hope you learned something. If you knew already, then like, because me and you think the same. If you know more than me, comment, tell me exactly what I've done wrong. Everybody's welcome. Let me know what you think. That's it, my G. Appreciate you, man, honestly. Adios and peace out. Have a good Christmas. Thank you.